Wow. Now, Cheryl,
Lise Lottie, videographer.
She did an amazing job. I know. I kind of roped her into that because it's not, well, you know, she's a producer like me, but I said, I need a woman who's a Christian, who's willing to volunteer her time to climb Africa's highest mountain. What are you doing in January?
And thank the Lord she didn't get sick.
Yeah, she was actually did much better health-wise than I did. She really only felt the altitude probably on the day that we summited, just real dizzy and kind of out of it, foggy in her head, you know, that kind of thing. But she did really well. So.
now, did you fly into Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania, or did you fly into Nairobi?
So Nairobi,
And
yeah.
then you went overland to
I did.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
You know, I've flown over Kilimanjaro several times. I think it's a former crater, isn't it?
It's a volcano, yeah.
A volcano, yeah. And I've looked right down into the crater itself. Very impressive from the air. I'd much sooner do it that way than climb it. I mean, it really is rigorous, isn't it?
Oh, it was awful. I want to sell it well, you know, so because a lot of people are like, I don't want to do it now. They're talking to you, but it really was awful. Like, it wasn't a fun experience. And I say it's like having the worst flu of your life while you're trying to do the biggest athletic thing you've ever tried while you can't breathe. That was pretty much how it felt.
50% oxygen at the top.
Yeah.
Which is why you could only stay up there
10 to 15 minutes, and we stayed up for 20. So by that time, you know, they were saying, we're going to make a satellite call, because we did this blogging and satellite call, and they're like, you should be part of it. I'm like, I can't. Like, we have to go down now. And I was really sick when I got to the bottom. Like, I ran out of water, and it was really the worst sick I'd ever been.
You know, when you're looking at the footage of the climb, for most of it looks fairly casual.
I think, yeah, and that's
not steep.
But you're still climbing.
That's the danger of Kilimanjaro, is that it's an easier, it's not a technical climb, so it's easier for people, so they take it for granted, but you actually ascend so fast that they use the mountain to study the effects of rapid ascent and descent through altitude. And, you know, just as I told you last time I was on, about a month after we got back from the climb, 2 people died on the mountain from altitude sickness, pulmonary edema, which is water on the heart and lungs. So you can really underestimate it because of that. You know, like, there was a few moments when it was hard, especially the summit was obviously straight up that crater. But, you know, it's really altitude that's the danger of Kilimanjaro.
I've heard that typically the people that get into trouble are the really athletic people who try to do it too quickly.
Exactly. So I thought I have an advantage. It's usually people like me who are just a little on the slow side, because the whole way up, the porters and the guides are saying to you, pole, pole, which is go slowly. And slow is the actual key to making it up, to give your body time to acclimatize to the altitude.
Female porters, that was a big surprise.
You know, we had a moment there. It was so interesting. One of the female porters, her bag broke that was carrying all of our stuff. And, you know, so all the women on my team were trying to help her. And the male guide was saying, oh, just leave her. She'll figure it out. Come on, keep going. And we were like, no, we're going to help her. And we're thinking this climb is about advocating for women and children. And you could even see how the attitudes sometimes in people toward women in Africa were not very positive. And we were like, no, we're going to help her. And we got her a bag and figured it out for her and got her going again. You know, but it's just that respect.
Was this an awareness-raising event?
And financial, you know, as I said in my report, we've raised over $300,000 toward projects, 24 projects to help women and children, which is so exciting. And yeah, awareness as well. And I think for me, my real passion for this is to empower women to change the world. I think, you know, women are the ones who suffer from this particular disease, you know, wrong in the world. And I think a lot of us just feel like, what can I do? I'm just a housewife. I'm just a, you know, a woman trying to work and keep my family together, or a young girl. But, you know, one of my passions for this climb is to say that we can change the world. And if each one of us does our part, we're going to make a huge difference. And we're hoping to affect the lives of 10,000 women through this climb.
You've articulated it so well, Cheryl, and one of the last women to speak in your piece said that in choosing to do something that is a whole lot more, I mean, the visuals are beautiful, but the rest of it, a lot of it, is not a winsome experience, but choosing it is identifying with women who have no choice.
I really felt that. I felt like almost like it was an act of prayer to take a part of suffering and to suffer with them and to identify with them in their pain. I can't explain that, but it just was so real to every one of us that, you know, this is part of what we can do to say that we understand and we identify with you. And it was only 6 days, let's be honest. Like, there was a beginning and an end if we survived it, which we all did, thankfully, over 90% summited. But we go back and we heal, and they don't have that opportunity. So I think that was really real to us.
Do you know Cheryl was with someone I haven't seen since 1981?
Really?
And she was the oldest climber. Susan Woods.
So Susan Woods, somebody you went to
Bible school in England, Cape Ray.
Yeah, she was 70 years, 90. She was 70 years old.
70 years old.
70. So she was a lot older than you when you were in college.
Oh, much.
Yeah.
I can't believe that she is that age.
Ah, that's remarkable.
She's my hero. I tell you, coming down the mountain, I couldn't keep up with her.
The website is thefreedomclimb.net, is that right?
Yes.
And that will give people more info on this whole process of...
It continues. Every climber pledged to raise $10,000 toward these projects, so people are still doing their fundraising, and they can find out more about it. There might even be another climb if they want to do it maybe next year.
the Freedom...
Just a little tip, boots a little big for the down
Yes,
trip?
absolutely. My toes are still purple from the hitting of the boots in the front. Yeah,
Well, a lot of people will tell you going down is tougher than going up.
it was.
Thanks, Cheryl. It's terrific, and we hope that you'll log on to thefreedomclimb.net.